Hey guys, Miranda with Teambrandos Design. Excuse my voice. It's just now coming back after like a week and a half. Okay, so I was asked by one of my wonderful loyal followers, Beth, to do a tutorial on ombre spray painting a cup. Just paint, not glittering, not anything, just ombre spray painting. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you guys how to. So I have 600 grit sandpaper. This goes with any spray painting a cup. I always sand down the cup before I paint it. So I've got my top inside taped off. I'm just gonna quickly rough it up a little bit. It helps the spray paint to stay on better. Okay, and then I'm gonna wipe it down with rubbing alcohol and a towel, just spraying the cup. And wiping it down. Nothing too technical. All right. Excuse me. All right, let me move over and get set up over here to paint it for you guys, okay? Okay, I hope y'all can see this okay. So I have this on it's like an old wooden wheel well thingy. It just helps me be able to spin it, but I also have it on a paper plate. Whoa, that's not gonna work. Okay, I also have it on a paper plate just so that I can spin it like this. Usually I have a Lazy Susan, but that thing finally had its last. So I'm gonna do this blue and orange. They're darker colors. They're not blendable necessarily colors, so you can see that even the colors that don't necessarily match can still be done. I'm going to start off with matte white though. I'm going to spray the cup matte white, and then I'm going to let it dry for a few minutes, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do the colors. Now the one thing I do suggest is whatever colors you choose, make sure you choose the same finish. So these are both satin. This is a satin fire orange and a satin ink blue. I always use matte or flat white to base, unless I'm doing a dark cup, like a dark purple or dark blue or black, or, something like that. Then I'll use like a gray primer, but for this I'm going to use white. And I'm just going to spray it. I'm going to stay pretty, far away from the cup. I don't want to get it too close because it will make it run. Don't forget your bottom or your top. Remember, when you have this upside down, which is your top and which is your bottom. I have it on top of another cup. It's a Stripes cup, just a drink cup. That way it sits it up higher for me. And again, the paper plate to help me spin the cup as I'm doing it. Don't try and overthink it. Don't try and get too technical with it. Just remember to stay far enough away that you're not going to get up close and make it run. Because the closer you are to the cup, the more paint goes on the cup at a time, and then it will run, and that's very difficult to get rid of. It is possible, it's just very difficult. I'm not doing like a full white on the cup. It's literally just a primer. Okay, You don't have to get every spot perfect by any means. Just making sure it's, you know, primered somewhat even. No, you don't have to primer it. I have people ask me that. No, you don't have to. I prefer to. I feel like I get a better even coat on the cup when it's primered. I feel like I get less like choppy spots, I guess you could call them. So yeah, I'll let this dry for a second. The matte white or the flat white doesn't take very long to dry, so it's usually maybe like 60 seconds or so. And then you can go ahead and go on with your colors. Now, I will say, you want to use your lightest color, okay? Even if it seems like they're the same tone as far as darkness, use the one that's lighter. So like purple is lighter than blue, and let's see, orange is lighter than red. You know, even though it may seem like they're pretty close to each other, just think of the rainbow, okay? And what colors the rainbow comes, and do your lightest color first, because if you get the lighter color over here, you know, in the area where you want the darker color, you can cover that up with the darker color, where the lighter color is going to be a little bit more difficult to do. That's just a preference for me. It's really however you want to do it. It does take a lot of patience, because you have to make sure that you hold the can just right whenever you get to the darker colors, so that you're not spraying it over, like too much over the darker color, or I mean the lighter color. But remember that this is an ombre. It's not supposed to be like perfectly straight, you know, it wants to blend together. Same way I do my glitter blending and the glitter like ombre, you have to go over it a couple times, light, dark, I just prefer to go over I just prefer to start with the light over the dark. That's just a preference for me. In some cases, I'll start with the dark. It just depends, okay? Hold on, let me grab a drink. Okay, so I'm going to do my orange on the top, which is the bottom in this aspect. I always spray my colors off in the distance before I spray it onto the cup, because sometimes if it's been sitting a while, it can get a little, you know, crusty. And you're just going to spray from the bottom up, okay, like this. And that way you're not getting it too much up here. Spraying it far away. Okay. So that's there. Now, some people prefer to spray the whole cup, the first color, and then add on the darker color. I don't. I prefer to do it this way. Ouch. Okay, when you do the darker color, you're gonna go from the bottom up as well, but you're gonna hold your can kind of upwards. Okay, if you get the Rust-Oleum paint and primer in one, you can spray it any way you want to, but I spray it, oop, see, this one's a little crusty. I spray it like this. Now when I get to the middle, I kind of in spurts, okay, just like this. And yes, it's getting on my orange, that's okay. Okay? If you can see that. Now I'm going to take my orange and I'm just going to go in spurts over that blue that got on the orange on the bottom here. Okay, just in spurts, not continuous. See, I just got a little bit of orange over that blue. So I'm going to real quick go back over that blue in spurts. Okay. And then again with my orange. If you feel like you have to go multiple times over, then you might want to give it a couple minutes so that you're not putting too much on there. The wind is kind of catching my paint. Going back and forth like this. Remembering not to hold it like this. Okay, you're not holding it like that, because if you do, then you're going to get too much in one spot. Just going over like this. Up and down, side to side, okay? Your hand is moving like this, but your hand's moving this way, if that makes sense. Okay, up and down and side to side at the same time. Doing spurts. Okay. That's it, guys. Really simple, really easy. I mean, it's just about patience and your hand and eye coordination and going up and down and side to side at the same time while only clicking spurts. Okay? You can see here. Okay? And that's it. That's all. Nothing too technical. And then, you know, you can spray a matte sealer on it or whatever if you'd like, and then put your decal on and then throw your epoxy on it. This one I think I'm going to do an Astros decal on because it's Astros season and I'm an Astros fan. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I hope this was quick and easy for you, Beth. I'm just kidding. I hope this helps everybody and anybody who's asked. And yeah, I'm gonna let it sit. Now, let me give you a quick hint and quick tip. If you have to put extra coats on, do it within the first hour or like right after an hour hits. Do not do it any more than 2.5 hours after you've sprayed the first coat or the primer, because acrylic paint or spray paint, after the first 2 hours, it starts to dry. It starts its curing process. And if you spray it again after its curing process has began, then you will get little tiny bubbles and sometimes big ones, and it will, it'll curl on you. And there's no fixing it. You have to strip it and redo it. That's one of those things. But don't get discouraged, because I've been ombre spray painting these cups for 2.5 years now. So, you know, if you don't get it the first time, try it again. It's okay. Just remember, if you have to do more than a few coats over the cup, wait about 30 minutes, let it dry a little bit, and then do some more, because if you don't, then it will glop up on you, and then it'll start to run and sag, and it doesn't look right. You can tell the difference. So yeah, I hope this helps. And guys, if you're emailing me or texting me or messaging me, I am trying really hard to respond to everybody as quickly as possible. There are a lot of messages, and I'm only one person, so I'm also a mom and a wife and a aunt, and you know, I'm trying really hard to respond as quick as possible, so don't feel like I'm ignoring you if I haven't responded yet. This specific cup is a hog cup. It's the only cups I use. Go to the stainlessdepot.com and at checkout and put in the coupon code TEAMBRANDOS5 and you'll get 5% off your whole order. Also, I will be using Pro Marine Epoxy, and there's a link in the description for that as well. If you don't know how to find the description or the links, go to the title of the video when you're watching the video and click on the title on the far right hand side. It will drop down into a whole description. That's where all the links to all of the products that I use are. If you need help finding that, just ask me and I will send you like screenshots and kind of step by step on how to get to the description. That's where the links to my patterns are and all that stuff, okay? So I hope this was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and share, and visit us at teambrandosdesign.com if you need a turner or anything else. All right, thanks. Have a great day.